This exercise is called as professional court martial. It's not skit, it's not something else, it is an activity where your presentation is going to be tested. Your presentation skill is going to be tested. So each one of you will be given an occupation. So it is a simulation, drama kind of a thing. Each one of you is going to be given an occupation. For example, if Kishore is a doctor, so you will be asking any number of questions to Kishore as if
he's a real doctor.
He's a real doctor. Whatever you want to ask.
As if he is doing 20 doctors like that.
Anything.
So go inside the job.
You go inside and you just have your own level of creativity, and you can even ask about, okay, in the month of 2000, in the month of August 2015, you performed a surgery and you miserably failed. Likewise. So everything is creative, everything is simulated, and the person has to answer.
So like press conference. Only questions you will ask. Sir.
You will ask questions.
He will not. He will answer, but
he has to answer.
Yes.
He has to answer. So, என்னன்னா brain-உடைய certain cortex-க்கு வந்துட்டு preparation இருந்தா மட்டும்தான் அதுக்கு பதில் சொல்றதுக்கு அந்த cortex அனுமதிக்கும். But இங்க வந்து அந்த cortex-ஐ இன்னும் நம்ம stimulate பண்ண போறோம். ஏன்னு சொல்லி கேட்டா, whatever the question you ask, the person has to answer with whatever English that comes to the person. That's what is going to happen. Okay, right? Right. So this is June 11th. 2019. Yesterday, June 10, 2019, we did not give any open description because the boys had a lot of fun. Yesterday, there was a competition. It was a 12 stones competition played by the boys in Mitra. Yesterday, the presentees were Vedvarshan, Naglan, Mitra, Vishnu, Hariharan, Krishwant, and Balaji. So they all had a competition within themselves. I was not able to record the video because the phone itself was toppled by their adventure. And one Mr. Hariharan, who is all the way from the Jupiter planet, he made everything on a mess, and I was not able to record the video. So that is why I am giving an open description today. So yesterday, Vedvarshan was very smart to ask about an activity, and he wanted an activity for the first 10 minutes. And he played the activity for 175 minutes. So he was a very smart boy. Yesterday, he smartly skipped that exercise. So today we are going to have the exercise that was scheduled yesterday. That's what explained to our boys here. So occupations. Yariki enna occupations learn. I will. Yeah. What occupation do you want?
Physicist.
Then you will not get that occupation. நீங்க எந்த ஆக்குபேஷன் கேட்குறீங்களோ அந்த ஆக்குபேஷனுக்கு சம்பந்தமான ஆக்குபேஷன் கொடுக்கறதா எக்ஸசைஸ்.
Okay, sir. Whatever you give, you will answer, sir.
All right. Okay. So, choice 1, lawyer. Choice 2, doctor. Choice 3, a teacher. Choice 4, a civil engineer. Choice 5, a parliament senate member who helps the chief minister or prime minister or whatever it may be. A politician. I don't want to name it as a politician. A parliament senate member, maybe like an MP, a member of parliament or something. The next occupation is individual businessman. In the vice choices.
So you should give some.
Yes, sir.
Answers, sir. When we choose, we know about that, sir.
Okay. So we will start with Kavin Raj. No, Kavin Raj. No. First of all, I'll give the occupation. Okay. So Kavin Raj will be the businessman. Will play the occupation of businessman. Nitin will play the occupation of a very big supermarket owner. Vishnu Ram will be playing an advocate, just like his father. A lawyer. Ganesh Kumar will play the role of a doctor. Vedvarshan will be playing the role of a teacher. Kishore Giridhar will play the role of. Okay, we will come back to Kishore Giridhar. Kishore Giridhar will play. Thanks for reminding about Optimus. Kishore Giridhar will play the role of a scientist. Nagalan will be playing the occupational role of the Senate member of Parliament. Mitra will be playing the role of a psychiatrist. Doctorate in psychiatry and psychology. Not an MBBS doctorate holder, just like me, a PhD doctorate holder. Okay, right? Left. So, the 21st century dinosaur, Mr. Kishore.
Krishna. The ground is
Please take a chair. போய் ஒரு சேர் எடுத்துட்டு வந்து கோ சேர் எடுத்து வந்து இங்க போட்டு உட்காரு ஸ்லிப்பர்ஸ் நீ போட்டு ஃப்ளோரிங்க வெட்டியா இருக்கு ஸ்லிப்பர்ஸ் நீ போட்டு போய் சேர் எடுத்து அவன் வந்தோம் இப்படி ரேக்கிங் பண்ணீங்கன்னா அவன் என்ன செய்வான்
சார் எடுக்கிற ஸ்லிப்பர் ரிமூவ் பண்ணா சார் எடுக்கிற ஸ்லிப்பர் ரிமூவ்
சிவிலஞ்சி Okay, we'll take next time. Nitin, what is your occupation?
Super.
Let him tell.
Market. Super.
Market left. Vegetable mood to
Market.
Supermarket owner. Hi. Kishore.
Sir.
Who are you?
Sir, I am scientist.
Okay. Kishore, who are you?
Liar.
Okay. Vedashan, who are you?
Teacher, sir.
Navin, who are you?
Yeah, member of Parliament.
Okay. Kavinraj, who are you?
Businessman.
Mitra, who are you?
Psychiatrist.
Ranesh, who are you?
Doctor.
Okay. So Krishnan will be civil engineer.
So do you want to say
Okay. Now, Kishore Giridhar will explain to Krishnan in English what this exercise is all about. Come on. Krishnan, let on the nala. How to need a fully period. Come on. Ukkar.
It is about our. We want to add in a role of some occupations like a lawyer, a civil engineer. Your topic is civil engineer. We will all ask you questions to you about your occupation, your problems, and your profit all. Okay.
நேற்று நான் ஓரளவுக்கு ஒரு சிஸ்டம் எடுத்துட்டு ஞாபகம் இருக்கு அதுல வந்து உங்களுடைய ரோல் வந்து சிவில் இன்ஜினியர் நேற்று நீங்க எல்லாம் கிளம்பின பிறகு கிருஷ்ணன் வந்து நைட் ஒரு 11:30 மணிக்கு தான் Okay, so I'll give you a demonstration. You can fix a particular occupation to me and you can start asking questions.
1 minute we'll decide.
Please.
I'll cut into the constitution of
Alright, so in order to give a demonstration, Manigandan Sundaresan has been deputed as the pilot, the Air Vice Marshal. So the students are going to ask questions to the Air Vice Marshal, and I'm going to give the demonstration, and based upon that, the students will have their mantle of presentations.
English.
On the span of a vacation, Air Vice Marshal Manigandan Sundaresan reporting to all of you. I'm on a span of vacation, so kindly allow me to have my casual dressing style. I'm so happy that I'm invited for this court martial session. So I'm privileged to answer all your questions.
You are taking many passengers in your flight to some other countries from another country. What do you feel if any crash happens in midway? You're taking all the passengers safe. How it is possible?
Any pilot is as qualified as the engine manager of a particular plane. So before I get into the plane as an Air Vice Marshal and give my opening comments to the passengers, I first ensure whether the black box is really on a check, and I talk to the chief pilot, who happens to be my boss, and the person who is operating in the control center. So by talking to all of them, and I will ensure, I have a checklist of almost about 15 to 20 points, so I will ensure all the checklist by talking to these people, and only then I will get myself into the plane. So this checklist, when it is enlisted and when it is ensured, I have 100% confidence that I can take the passengers very safe.
What is the speed limit of the going to travel in the aeroplane?
when I was given the initial training, they said that 1,500 kilometers per hour of flying machine should be maintained. And when they say 1,500 kilometers per hour, actually, as per the metrics, we have to reduce 300 kilometers from the given metrics. So it's given to understand that I have to travel with 1,200 kilometers per hour on the plane. So we used to have air packets. You must be knowing what is air packets when you are flying. As an airways marshal, you will have the clouds lingering upon, and the plane will get complete jerk and wobbling. So that's called as the air packets. So during the air packets, we are supposed to raise up the accelerator, and we will be compensating that less 300 kilometers during that air packets travel, and we will raise up the head. So up and down, 1,500 kilometers per hour is a maximum limit.
So in event of malfunction or in event of engine failure, let us keep, then what are the preventive measures given by the airline?
First of all, the parachutes will be ready. Passengers will themselves have their responsibility of checking whether the parachutes are ready. And we don't motivate the passengers to give some alarming about parachutes being ready, because that itself is a negative kind of signal for the passengers. But in the checklist, that's the first thing. Parachutes must be ready. Second one, the air hostess are given standing instructions that they are not supposed to panic and give fearful comments whenever something emergency happens. So they will keep their cool. Their emotional control will make the passengers get eased up. And most importantly, the announcement that we make as airways marshals are very important. So we keep the emotions on the check. We keep the speed limit on the check. And as you know, Indian Airlines are always the best airlines in the world. So we even if it is Jet Airways or Kingfisher Airlines or whatever it is, our chief acquaintance and maintenance officers, they always keep that the plane will not be having any trouble up in the air. So it's all about belief.
What command you will give to the first?
During what? During which situation?
Uh,
We have almost about 1,855 command list. Which command are those? When?
when you take off.
When we are taking off, we are supposed to give the command. Let's say, for example, even yesterday when I was flying a plane to Singapore, when the convoy was ready, I said, this is Manigandan Sundaresan, don't worry, your lives are safe in my hands. And I have got the experience of flying almost about 18,000 kilometers so far in my life with a 7 year span of experience. So this numbers and metrics when given to the passengers will be really okay. And then we salute our Indian Army, Indian Navy and Indian Air Force, and that will boost up the confidence of the people. And then we will say, right now, we are, for the elders, we are your sons. And for the middle-aged people, we are your friends. And for the youngsters, we are your godfathers. We give this command and we start the plane. And no passenger will have any negative problem.
In case of an emergency, you said your commands will not make the people to panic, right? Can you give us a demonstration of how that goes? Supposedly, your plane's right wing's engine fails, both of them. How do you break this news to the people? And they're all panicking already. This is a scenario for you. They're all starting to panic. The air hostess cannot control the situation, and so you notice it on your readings, and you are supposed to give a command to them.
A demonstration.
Yes, a demonstration.
Unfortunately, we don't have Steve Rogers and Tony Stark for making the wing correction as if it is in the Avengers movie. So I would like to give the demonstration. So alert! I would like to give a very important news, a very serious news, but at the same time, a news that could be completely under the control of we staff members. The right wing of the plane has caught fire, and nothing to worry. We have got all the measures and all the red alert measures ready. So we, the people who have been flying for almost about 18,000 kilometers so far in the span of 7 years, we are definitely not going to let you down. Keep the parachutes ready, and our staff members, the technical staff members, back-end technical staff members, everybody is working towards it. And within the span of 12.5 minutes, everything will be over. So the passengers are requested to stay put and don't panic, and we always keep all passengers safe. Long live Mother India. This is the command. So this will be completely, even more on a lengthy basis, and the people will get more satisfied. And 12.5 minutes is a false time. It might take a little longer, but we'll say 12.
We have a lot of experience being a pilot in this night. So I give you a scenario that some gangsters as passengers has entered here, and when you are in midway while traveling, they show their real face.
You mean to hijack the plane?
Yeah. So how will you handle that?
We have our own Lieutenant Colonel who is traveling along with us. He is armed and he has got his own ammunitions. There are 4 people who are traveling along with us apart from the passengers. So we will have those people who are really adventurous. And the airways marshals like me, I've got some training in martial arts, boxing and stuff. So I can keep myself strong and I can defend people. So almost about 4 or 5 people are going to be in the enemy line. And these 4 or 5 people are already in the front. So we will take care. I mean, if it is a negotiation, we will do the negotiation. And if it is going to be violence, we will still do the negotiation. If it is a violence, we will still do the negotiation. That's my co-pilot who was in the coma stage for the past 2.5 years. Now he has recovered and he is coming and joining the rest of us. So basically speaking, we will have our own way of taking control. But violence is strictly no longer our nature. We will never influence ourselves in violence. Even if they induce violence, we will try to negotiate because people are not. Any more questions? Gentlemen?
How much experience do you have in this flight, being safe without any aircraft, landing, taking off the flight safe and landing safe?
Like I mentioned, I have been flying for the past 7 years. My experience is totally in 7 years. And I have flown 80,000 kilometers so far. And I'm a junior person out here. But yet I feel so much bestowed and experienced because I have got lots of experience given by my seniors. And by God's grace and my dad's grace, I had not been given with any emergency in the past 7 years. So if the emergency comes, I will definitely go through it and then I will come and report.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Any other questions? Yeah.
When you all are ready to take off the plane with all the passengers ready, will your mind fear or you'll be confident or just fear?
No, in the initial stages, I used to have some panic. Yeah, let me be very frank with you. I used to have a jittery feeling. I used to have shivers. I used to have dry tongue and all those things. But during the tenure of our training, they always give us stress busters and they always give us incantation training. Lots of psychological training. There are a team of young psychologists and psychiatrists who used to be in the fleet full of giving us the training. So by using their training measures, we somehow manage. But what happens is any good pilot is as good as his level of emotional intelligence. So I try to keep my emotional intelligence in check and now I got used to it. I'm not having any fear. But initially, yes, your question is right. I used to have. But I have got through it.
Have you experienced any crash in your experience?
During the case study videos, I have watched and I have seen some crash. Just like I was answering to this man, I have not been into any emergency. But I have listened to the people who have experienced a crash. Those experiences used to be very deadly. But I don't think in my entire service I will be a reason for a crash. I will be a disciplined pilot and I will make sure that each and every passenger of mine will be safe.
You said that the stress busters, right? If a plane lead to any crash, will that stress buster use in you?
No, it won't be useful. Let us speak very practically. When the crash has happened, no human being on the planet has got such a power to remain completely emotionally intelligent during a crash. Even, now I'm speaking so much, a big mouth, but even if I'm into the crash, I might also crash myself. So, but the thing is, optimistically, we are always thinking that we are not going to be held up to the crash. That's the only thing we can do. Otherwise, rest is in God's hand. But we are traveling very, very near to God, so God will take care of us.
Yeah, we have heard stories of aeroplanes malfunctioning and the altitude meters not working and their engines not working, their rotors not working, flaps not working. How do you think, for example, in your plane, the altitude meter is not working, both the main one and the backup one. So what do you do then? You don't know that you are descending, you are reducing your height. How do you know that?
Attitude meter, if the attitude meter is not revolving for almost about 6.3 RPM, the plane will first of all not start. So even if, as you mentioned, if both the attitude meters are on a troubleshoot basis, then the plane will naturally not start. So we are definitely going to replace the attitude meter. So at that point of time, we have a lead time permission of almost about 17 minutes, and within the 17 minutes, the techie guys are supposed to change the attitude meter, whether it is in the front end attitude meter or the back end attitude meter. The point is, when the techie guy is supposed to change one attitude meter, he's supposed to change the other one also. The other one might be functioning good, but still it has to be changed. So it has to be changed on a tap. So it is going to be very easy for us. The plane will first of all not start if the attitude meter is not properly working. Speaking about the flaps that you mentioned, that's an unfortunate thing because the flaps always try to put the knife on our neck only in the mid-air situation. So there we have right now the planes are highly equipped. It has got its own auto-generated computer-aided design. So now it takes only an IT engineer to come and take control. But at the previous times in the 1960s and 70s, if you see, literally people used to hold parachutes and they used to crawl over the flaps and they used to make it ready. Those times, those people are the real Jawans. But today, we are not allowed to go that way. We are given the computer designing and we make sure that it is properly happening. And also, we would like to thank the Minister for the Defense. He always ensures that good spare parts of planes are provided to us. We don't have any market. Everything is exported right from Germany. So the people who were the part of World War II are the real panel members. So beyond them, no duplication is possible. So we are the safe hands.
What is the name of your aeroplane?
There are 4 or 5 brands. Jet Airways is supplying the aeroplanes. First brand that they supplied is called as Phoenix. Another one is called as the Thunderbird, and another one is called as the Fly Marshal. And the one that I am flying is called as the Black Crow. It's called as Black Crow. Right? So Black Crow is much comfortable basis. But flying Thunderbird needs a lot of training. Maybe in my next cadre, after 3 or 4 years of experience, I might be shifted as a pilot for Thunderbird. So these are the 4 brands Jet Airways has given. Kingfisher Airlines, our vendors have stopped buying from Kingfisher Airlines because one redneck called as Vijay Malaya has made lots of duplication. And we are all searching with armed guns to load the bullet into his vortex. And soon it will happen.
What is the difficult moment in when you are driving the aeroplane?
When I'm flying the aeroplane. When I'm flying the aeroplane, sometimes some silly people will be fighting with the air hostess asking for vegetable sandwich, chicken sandwich, lots of other food items. What happens is during that time it will be so annoying because the air hostess are given the training that not to react. But there are some people who are really foodie in nature and drink buff in nature. So during those times we used to get annoyed. But we have our own ways and measures of getting through. And the next difficulty, if you ask, sometimes we will be having our fever, cold, throat infection. During that time, we will not be given the rest. So that's a problem. So during that time, we have to load a lot of medicines into us. We have to load a lot of paracetamols, a lot of aspirins, a lot of dispirins, and it will be drowsy. Naturally, when you take medicine, you will feel drowsy, right? So that is the most difficult situation to face.
You say that you are not allowed to rest when you are not feeling well and you are not feeling off. And do you think what ways do you think your management, the management that employs you could improve itself?
They believe in us. Basically, the fact behind is that they believe in us. If Maniyannan Sundaresan is sick, still he can fly. That's what the chief marshals are believing. And the one chief command my chief gives me is that you are an airways marshal man, you are an airways marshal, he says. You are not a human being, you are not a captain, you are not a pilot, you are an ABM. So the way he says, that energy gets into us and we do. But as you rightly asked, there are some bleak and meek people who are not really strong like me to get on with it. But for them, we have submitted a petition to the central government of India asking for some rest period. So just like the Indian Army soldiers, we have only 1 month in a year as a vacation, as I have come here for the press conference. So we have asked them to give 50 days of holidays. So maybe that will help in this case. Any other questions?
No.
Okay, if you don't have any other questions, maybe this weekend I would like to invite all of you to my domestic airplane works where we can fly into the clouds and we can have fun. Okay, so hope I have answered all your questions. Jane, thank you so much. எல்லாம் என்ன பாத்தீங்க நான் பேசுறதெல்லாம் நிதின் பேசுவான் பாரு computer aided animation. Yes, okay. So you can fire questions to Nitin Shopping Mart. ஓனருடைய நிதின் ஓனர் வந்து நிதின் அவர்கிட்ட நீங்க கேள்விகள் கேட்கலாம். கமா
Sir, doctor.
எஸ் சார்.
Sir, you buy? Sir, you are saying that you are buying very natural tomatoes, potatoes and all that stuff, sir. But many people are saying that your tomatoes and potatoes are not there.
கேக்குறது எனக்கே புரியுது. நல்லா பேசுறேன்.
Sir, where you are getting your tomatoes from, sir?
But you are asking wrongly. You
Sir,
are
tomato, where you are getting, sir?
கடைக்கு இவர் கேக்குறது எப்படி சொல்லி கேட்டீங்கன்னா, நான் கொஞ்சம் மாத்தி கேக்குறேன். அந்த கேள்விக்கு அப்புறம் வருவோம். எப்படி உங்க கடையில அவ்வளவு கூட்டம் இருக்கு? How are customers coming in crowd to your shop? What are you doing? What is the secret? ஒரு ஆளுக்கு 7-8 நிமிஷம் தான். ஏன்னா எல்லாத்துக்கும் முடிக்கணும் இல்லையா? அதனால please help me to get the bill. Okay. It's easy for நகர்ந்துக்கு. அந்த டேபிளுக்குள்ள இருக்கு. சொல்லு. நீ சொல்றியா? கேக்குறியா? கேளு.
Medicine section. Is it the tablets?
medicine section.
பின்ன ஷாப்பிங் மார்ட்ல பின்ன கவின் ஃபார்மோட பிரான்ச் அதுல இருக்குல்ல.
நீ கேளு. Inside the medicine there is so many things. Safety pins. Oh, safety pins. What will you do? That is his question. நீ என்ன பண்ணுவ?
என்ன பண்ணுவீங்க?
இருக்கேன் வருங்கால் நல்க அப்படின்னு வள்ளுவர் சொல்லியிருக்காரு.
So he's not having time to speak.
எந்த கேள்வி கேட்டாலும் சிரிச்சுக்கிட்டே இருக்கான் பாரு.
Yes sir. That is what has been more customers.
Sir, where are you exporting vegetables, sir?
What is your favorite vegetable, sir? Vegetable. What is a favorite thing in your supermarket, sir?
சரி அவனுக்கு கொஞ்சம் டைம் கொடுப்போம்.
Months kinder there is.
டைம் கொடுப்போம். கொஞ்சம் டைம்க்கு அப்புறம் நீ பேசு. சரியா? ஓகே. Stop. Okay. Now
Kavindra Andri. Stop.
we will now check up some questions for the doctor Ganesh Kumar. 8 minutes for a candidate. Understand? 3, 2, 1.
What kind of patients you are seeing, sir?
Time pass.
What kind of?
எத்தனை மணிக்கு?
It's 16.
One patient has come to your clinic and he's very angry and he's short-tempered.
Speak confidently. நல்ல சத்தமா certainty-ஓட நான் airways commercial எப்படி பேசணும் அப்படி பேசணும். Come on.
He's short-tempered with you, but you talk to him patiently. You talk to him very calm, very with peaceful mind. You are talking with him, but he's shouting at you back for back answers, and he's very short-tempered and you get annoyed. What will you do at that time?
I will be always calm, but shout at me means I will say, so what problem I can solve it.
Yeah.
How much operation are you doing? 10 operations. In the 10 operations, do you have any fear when you're touching knife? You're having. How can you stop it?
I want to. What surgery will you will do to the patients, and how many years you are experienced?
I am like 10 years I have experience.
And in 10 years you have performed only 10 operations. How many people were alive after the operation?
10 or 9.
அந்த இடத்துல நீ appropriate emotion காமிக்கணும். என்னன்னா ஒரு டாக்டருக்கு வந்துட்டு இப்படி டாக்டரை வந்துட்டு கோவப்படுத்தக்கூடிய ஃபர்ஸ்ட் கேள்வி உங்க ஆபரேஷன் எத்தனை சக்சஸ். ஒரு அசிஸ்டன்ட் கமிஷனர் டெபியூட்டி கமிஷனர் போலீஸ் கோவப்படுத்துற கேள்வி உங்க என்கவுண்டர்ல எத்தனை பேர் தப்பிச்சு. ஸோ அப்படி கோவப்படணும். How dare you ask this question? அப்படின்னு கோவப்படணும். நீ என்னடா ஜிலேபி சாப்பிடுறியான்னு கேட்க. Yeah. How out of the 10 surgeries, how many was operation successful and patient dead?
9.
Oh, in 9 operations, patient dead.
Oh my God! What type of
What
doctor,
the doctor
sir?
you are?
How is this possible?
How
Apart from, yeah, please.
What hospital are you working on?
On the call.
What is the hospital name?
I think Houghton is hosting.
Vidya Meds Association, right? So you are suffering from selective amnesia. So you are not able to remember even your hospital.
You're not able to remember how much people died.
Then
What
how
is
can-
this? That too in one of your.
Yeah.
I think I was thinking him to bring you not at all answering. Then how can I believe in you
Sir,
to bring
how
us
will
and things
how will he give his life to your
No.
hands?
Okay. Here's the question. Come on.
You are ENT specialist.
Are you an ENT specialist?
Yeah, was a throat
You are an ENT specialist. Okay. Now, could you please identify where the throat is in Krishna's body?
Oh, that is a very 6:16.
Time starts now. So, why don't you introduce yourself, Miss?
I am Mitra. I am psychiatrist. I have completed my PhD in Badia University.
Yeah, please, shoot.
I have lot of stress and pressure in my office. How can I control that?
Basically, he's the 5-star hotel owner, you know. And he is from.
Very great humiliation in America.
You should not keep yourself stressed. You should see something stress buster. That is, you should always not focus on the work you are doing. If you are a 5-star hotel owner, you should not focus on your hotel's benefits.
Then I should focus on another order benefit. How can I?
You have to keep your mind fresh. You should not always focus. You may divert your mind into other things.
We want to
Entertainment
eat vegetables.
Yes, you have to learn that from him. Look at that, he's like Tirunala.
They have had it.
Okay, as Vedoshan asked, I have another question. Perhaps a very serious question too. We have got lots of comparison mentality amongst the school students, the teenagers exclusively. You know, in Pollachi itself, there are plenty of schools who are suffering from the comparison mentality, and I used to get a lot of counseling complaints from the parents about comparison mentality. Students compare themselves from this school to that school, from this region to that region. Pollachi student with Bangalore student with Chennai student. As a psychiatrist, what is your solution for this? Avoiding comparison mentality.
therapies.
How? What kind of therapies?
Like auto-suggestion. It's a good therapy for this because you compare yourself with others, so that you may cancel that thought. If you are comparing with yourself, your friend, you should say cancel so that your thinking gets vanished and it does not come into your mind again. So you give positive thoughts. You replace the negative thought with positive thought.
Okay. Yeah. Fire up the next question. Come on. Gap soluma.
What kind of patients are coming to you? Patients like stress management, stress patients. Then this comparison, and they don't have motivation. That they don't have self-confidence, lack of self-confidence and motivation.
Where do you get motivation for treating all these patients?
I read many books,
Mm.
and I also believe in myself
I see.
that I can give some therapies and will get very good.
How you will motivate?
How I will motivate the patient? I give them positive thoughts.
How? Are they available in the steel box that is in the clinic?
If they say a negative thought, I will replace it with a positive thought. Think like this.
Wow. Okay. Yes. Kaviraj.
Right.
Who is a master? Master.
Someone you learn this psychiatrist.
Yes.
Ma'am, please. There is no one there, ma'am.
Very good.
Okay, that's all.
Okay, that geek with 5.9 feet tall and looking like a fat monster. Okay, so we are not getting any good news about him. He himself has got a lot of anger management issues.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, that's true. Then how the hell he will be a teacher for you?
They motivated me, that's all. Because
So you are also one among the victims of his anger management.
Yeah. I am victim. I get often get scolding from him often, very often.
How do you manage?
I'll just keep it in my mind. I stamp up it.
I see. Okay. So do one thing. Put up the mental care center in Chennai and ask him to. There's a separate vehicle for capturing such jobs. So ask him to capture with that vehicle and let him get admitted in Chennai hospital. And you search for some other good mentor. Yeah. Okay. Next question. Yeah.
If we not sleep well in the night, what kind of problem we will face on the morning?
In the morning, you will definitely before sleeping you may think something else. You may think of your studies or your life, so that you don't get sleep because it may be negative, and you may.
Excuse me, if we sleep at 12 o'clock, what kind of problem we will face?
You don't get.
If you eat bread omelette and samosa at 11 o'clock, you will naturally.
Ask the doctor.
You will naturally not get sleep at 12 o'clock. So you got to be very careful with the diet. But apart from that, that's a brilliant question that asked by our Kishore. Do you have any? What Kishore is looking out from you is: do you have any kind of sleep therapy so that you can get a better sleep?
Reading books and making yourself and visualize goals.
I see.
Positive goals.
Yeah. Next question, please. So there are no questions. We'll complete. Any other question? Yeah, Krishnan. Yeah, Solu.
If an unconfident person is coming to your clinic, what will you do a therapy?
There are many therapies. Which therapy you are referring?
Teach me.
A person who is lacking confidence, and what is going to be your measure towards developing his confidence level?
Picture technique. Number 1. Alpha level number 2. And 3 finger technique.
Okay.
What is the name of your clinic?
Huh? It is a hospital kind of a center, and you are supposed to name it on a very majestic way. Not like giving a name for a pig. Yeah, last question from Nagaland. Last 2 questions from Nagaland and Vedvarshan respectively.
For example, if I have a patient who is over enthusiastic about certain things and not even interested in other things, what do you suggest I do to him, or what therapy should
Yeah, that person did not come to the class today, so
please answer.
It can lead to certain level of serious problems because
Serious problems like working extension box or something.
Already facing that problem only.
breaking the 10,000 rupees phone, which is already living like a heart patient and ICU patient.
Already those problems are beginning to show, ma'am. So what do you say?
you should reduce that.
Not you, ma'am. It may be anyone. Why are you saying?
Okay. They may reduce it
By making him understand what actually he wants in life and narrowing down his focus towards what he wants in life. Okay, yeah.
You're giving some solutions for your patient's problem, right? Those problems will not affect in your personal life. But it sure affects you in your personal life. Will you use those therapies which you taught to patients in your personal life?
Yes, I will of course use those things to avoid myself getting into a negative thought that may affect my life.
Why you like this thought?
Answer this question and you are coming back to seat.
Because from childhood my aim was this, because I like this to study the life, that's the mind of
Drops.
the person.
This real.
Sorry, I can't understand your question.
This real.
Is your job real? He is asking.
Yeah, I think my job is.
She's making a living out of it. Alright. Okay, so Mitra has done a very good job by playing the role of a psychiatrist. Good job.
Sharp 8 minutes.
Sharp 8 minutes. Alright, so this is the continuation of the exercise that we had outside. Now Balaji. And Balaji's occupation is the gaming designer, multimedia industry. 3, 2, 1, go.
I'm a gaming designer which is
You can ask questions from gaming as well as movies.
How many games you play?
What?
How many games you play? Excuse me.
Hey, excuse me, you can answer the question.
Let one by one ask.
How many games have you produced is asking?
Oh, you're asking how many games I produce?
Yes.
We have produced so many games in PC shops. You can see.
Can you number?
Name one of the games, sir.
Name one of the games is called FIFA 14. I have produced.
What kind of game you can improve?
What?
What kind of game you can improve?
What kind of game I can improve? I can improve is by strategy basis.
How you will produce games in like shooting or what will mostly?
I include the graphics.
So the most repeated games that were played in the beginning of Android phone inception were Temple Run, then Subway Surfers, and also some other games. Candy Crush, Clash of Clans also. So how are those games being developed? Now people have become bored by those games for the past 12.5 years, and now still the games are available in Google Play Store. So as a gaming designer, what is your suggestion for improving those games? How can that be improved? How can the interest can be stimulated in the customers back again? Okay, so we'll first start with Anulita. Anulita has been a very active person. She has been very much agile in all the skits, and she always wanted to play the lead role. The leadership was really astounding, and I really appreciate Anulita that in the current academic year in her school, she uses all the things that she learned in the month of April and May. So I really appreciate Anulita for her sporting spirit. So Mrityunjay's language command ability is always an appreciable one. He has got a very good vocabulary, pronunciation, and he has got a very good fighting spirit. I mentioned that in the certificate. I really appreciate Mrityunjay for giving us very good content. And we really hope that you are flourishing well in the next academic year. Okay? All the very best. Okay, so give a wish to Mrityunjay because he's going to live.
All the best.
Okay, right. All the best. As our boys and Mitra say, keep shining and be strong. Okay? Thank you. Fine. Yeah, you're trying to answer the question about the Subway Surfers and development of other stuff. Yeah, please answer the question.
First of all, you should know that these games are produced in the old 19th century itself. So, they developed by using some kind of bug fixes, new updates, new levels, and new characters and so much and stuff where they can improve by. For upcoming days, they will improve the same bug techniques, same new characters, same level setting.
I see. Okay. Yeah. Krishnan.
How?
You can create a game.
How is this?
Oh, he's asking about the process, I think. What are the steps in creating a game?
Steps in creating game means first of all, you have to produce one person. Then you have to include graphics. Then you have to include which type of animation you have to include.
Okay.
So these are the steps of animation.
You sure?
You have any apps for to make animation videos?
Animation videos.
Specific applications, apps, he's asking.
Python for programming, what is it for animating?
You have to download from the Google Play Store itself.
Yeah, Ganesh.
How you get the idea to create this thing?
How?
You get this idea to create this.
In fact, that's a very insightful question. how do you actually get the ideas figured out for getting the games?
I have from when I was 2 years old, I was playing the game. Then I was having a lot of interest in computer games. So I now left the game profession as my passion.
Yeah, Krishnan.
You created more, you produce more games, and what game that people like most and by you?
What people most like the games, not they will first see this game first. Then, according to the ratings, they have to try the games.
No, sir, but which one of your games has been the most popular?
Oh, you mean the popular game?
Yes. That was the
One
second.
of the popular games is none other than GTA San Andreas.
Oh, you already designed it, sir?
Yes.
Alright, so we have only final 30 seconds and we will close with Vishnu Ram's question, the final question.
How many games you made? Nearly 1,000.
Good job, Balaji. Very good try. I really appreciate you for that.